Hello Internet, welcome back to the Fast Travel Lounge. You're listening to episode 22. My name is Patrick, I am joined by Saif and Steve this evening. No Josh, once again, but that's okay. Say hi everyone.
Hey everyone.
Hello everybody.
Where is Josh this week? Steve, your thoughts?
Oh man, I wish you didn't throw to me at the start. He's
Seth,
at,
that's what I meant to say Seth. Seth, your thoughts?
He got lost in The Last of Us. He got too scared. It's past his bedtime now.
No, I've got a good one.
Holding his security blanket to make sure the click. What? Okay, you ready? Wait, Seth, should we throw it to Steve?
Finish your joke first. Make him wait.
There definitely wasn't a joke in there. Steve, what do you think? Where's Josh at?
I reckon he soft locked himself in Pokemon Red and Blue in one of those strength areas in Victory Road. Man, that wasn't funny at all. Can we move on? Can we start again?
No, we can't start again.
Unfortunately, we're already a minute in, and the free trial on Audacity tells me that we can no longer go back. So, unfortunately, this is where we're at. So,
the audacity of you.
Oh, there we go. Well, Steve's out, now we have to restart. Interesting thing happened to me at work today. I found out two things. One, I went into the office for the first time in a couple weeks, and turns out I've now been at my job long enough that I have interesting workplace stories for people that have started there more recently than me, which kind of crazy, given that the last 2 years I've been one of the more recent hires in most of the conversations I've been with, and now I'm that crazy old person that everyone's afraid to talk to. Crazy how life works.
As opposed to just being that crazy person.
Yeah, exactly. Other interesting part of today. So, your thoughts. You're walking through an office, everyone is gone, and you see an fully opened, no covering anywhere nearby, packet of chalky biscuits in a bowl by someone's desk. It's, 7 o'clock at night, no one's around, everyone's off enjoying, Thursday night drinks. Do you take the forbidden chalky biscuit?
Yeah, take it. You'd be crazy not to.
Is it sitting on their desk?
It's sitting on their desk in a bowl.
No. Depending, what chalky biscuit is it? Are we talking like M&M's or are we talking like tiny teddies?
Well, hold on.
If it's a Tim Tam, I'm taking the whole bowl.
Oh yeah, no, we're talking Tim Tams. We are talking original Tim Tams.
Yeah, just take the bowl. It was never there.
Satan testing you. Yeah, it's Satan testing you there.
Well, in that case, I'm going straight to hell because I absolutely grabbed the bowl and offered it to everyone else that was still there afterwards.
No, that's good. That's neutral. You have done a good thing and offered it to more people, but it wasn't your thing to offer. So I think you've hit neutral.
Half points.
You did more good than I would have because I wouldn't have told anyone else. I would have just taken it.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, because my way of thinking, right, is that the office is basically dead on every day that isn't a Thursday. And so someone leaving, if they had been left in the cover, in the bowl, I wouldn't have touched it. I know my boundaries, but it's the fact that they were just open. Like, they would have gone stale tomorrow. So I feel like I did the world a service. Don't call me a hero.
Okay, all right. Here's a question for you. Do Tim Tams gone stale? I have never even considered the possibility because a fucking packet never lasts me more than about 10 minutes.
Yeah, same, but I'm assuming that it could happen,
It's a safe assumption to make.
I'm open
it's
to the idea. Yeah, true. Like, you wouldn't leave chocolate out. You wouldn't leave a chocolate Tim Tam out.
Would you leave M&M's out?
M&M's are more of a candy, so yes.
Yeah, I think you can leave them out. The hard shell.
M&M's aren't a candy. What the fuck?
They're like a chocolate candy, covered in that sugary shell.
What do you mean they're not a candy?
Candies for me are like lollies, like things like snakes or like gummy bears. Like chocolates are chocolates.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like that harder, like outer shell of it is like the candy part.
I guess so. My favorite thing when I was growing up was when I finally learnt the difference between Skittles and M&M's. Man,
and so then you take a bowl and mix them together just to fuck with people.
What the fuck? That's the worst thing in the entire world.
Yeah, and then people go and take a bite and then they break their teeth.
You are the devil.
Well, I was until I offered other people some of the deliciousness that was chocolate Tim Tams from someone else's desk. So I can no longer be the devil. Anyway, hopefully Josh is back next week. I really should have spent the last couple minutes figuring out some really funny excuse for where he would be. I have no idea. I feel like I've made the underwater joke already.
Was it his Tim Tams you stole? And he's just really upset at you?
Definitely possible. Hopefully he doesn't work where I do, because in which case, one more reason to avoid the office like the plague.
I went into the office today and got my flu jab.
That's a weird thing to come into the office for.
They're giving it away for free.
Yeah, the flu jabs are usually free.
You went and got a second and third one because they're free. You're basically losing money if you don't.
Well, the nice nurse gave me a lollipop when I finished. She's like, "Here you go, have a lollipop." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, let's go."
See, that was the same thing for our workplace. A couple months ago, in the last month, somewhere in the last month, we had our flu jabs, and so when I booked my appointment was the slot after the CEO of the company, and I went straight from my desk to thinking about work, waiting for my appointment, and then just walked in still thinking about work. And then I only realized after sitting down for the appointment that not only had the CEO gotten up, made a comment about me entering the room, also made a joke, and then looked at me for a reaction, and I was just thinking about work the whole time, and I just completely blindsided him. So all I'll say is it's a good thing he has no idea who I am. Otherwise it would be very awkward. Anyway, enough workplace chat. We're here for much more fun, much more games. Might as well go into round the lounge for this week. Steve, what have you been up to, buddy?
I'm still chopping away at The Last of Us Part 2. I'm nearly done. Not done just yet, so we'll save on that conversation.
You are so close to being done, though. Holy
I'm very, very
balls.
close.
Very
close.
If you were playing alongside recording this right now, you would be finished by the end of this.
It all depends how long we record for, I guess.
Anyway, thanks for joining for episode 22.
Got a feeling this is going to be a very short episode.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everyone. No, but realistically, the weather in Sydney is starting to get a bit more sunnier, so I don't really have the excuse to get away with only doing 200 steps a day. So I've started getting back into Pokemon Go.
I thought you were going to say it makes it harder to see the screen because it's now sunnier outside more of the time. But
it's daylight savings has ended, so the sun goes down at 5 o'clock. So by the time I finish work, I'm like, fuck yes, sun's down. Sun's on, sun's off, TV on, or something.
I mean...
and anyway...
We could probably shop that into something more memorable, but continue. Pokemon Go, that's interesting. That's a throwback.
Yeah. And I watched The Suicide Squad yesterday on a whim.
Wow, nothing but topical new release bangers here on Fast Travel Lounge.
It just came to Netflix over here, didn't it?
Did it? I don't know. I feel like it only... for that.
Yeah, I feel like it only just happened because I'm seeing a bunch of people talking about the Suicide Squad now over here.
All right, then that's topical enough for me. But yes, I did watch that yesterday, and that is a movie.
Saif, what have you been up to this week?
Absolutely jack shit. I played a little bit of Far Cry 6 on the weekend with Trinity again. We only played about 2.5 hours, and it wasn't a great experience because it was glitching out a lot.
Oh, that's rough, buddy. I did something what some people would consider crazy. Other people would consider legendary and memorable, and marathon 3 movies at the cinema on Sunday.
What the fuck, man?
What movies?
By yourself or with someone?
With varying groups of people. So initially there was a squad of us, if you will, or a gaggle of humans that wanted to see
COVID season?
Not in New Zealand. Well, I guess it sort of is actually. Awkward. You guys might be close contacts by speaking to me. Awkward. I went to The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, the Nicolas Cage movie.
I want to see that so badly.
Yeah, so do I.
I love the premise of it.
Yeah, there was a squad of us that went to that, and then came out of that and went, you know what? It's only a 20-minute wait until everything everywhere all at once. Everything everywhere all at once. Yeah.
I think I've heard of that one, but it's not coming to memory at the moment.
Fair enough. Saw that and then came out of that one. So that was with most of the same people as the previous one. And then somehow, this was entirely by coincidence, but the cinema that I went and saw both of those films at decided that they wanted to run Dune in IMAX at the end of Everything Everywhere All at Once. And so I kind of kicked myself for missing Dune in cinemas because everyone said, oh, it's amazing, you got to go watch it in cinemas. And here we are, my local cinema being like, hey, got you, bro. How would you like to see it in IMAX? So finally made it to that. Holy shit, what a marathon. Spent 9 hours in the cinema.
That sounds like a hell of a day.
Oh, it was great. It was great. I actually wanted to see Bad Boys, the DreamWorks animated one in the morning, but I didn't wake up early enough because it was at the unreasonable hour of 10:30 in the morning. And it would have also left an awkward couple-hour break between that and the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Anyway, I'll probably discuss those super briefly. Also finished The Boys Season 1. Really topical. Really new release.
No choice.
We'll get into that. I guess people are going to want to know games before movies. So why don't we do games? Why don't we go to Last of Us Part 2? Quick update. You're probably not going to finish it for. You're going to finish it next week. We'll probably discuss it then. But where are you? I would say where are you up to? You're basically at the end. What's the most interesting thing that's happened since last week?
Oh man, I don't know. Like the part I was just playing where you're playing as Abby and you meet Ellie and just beating the fucking shit out of her. And you're not really sure which way it's going to go.
She
and then
deserved
it's like,
it.
oh, what the fuck? Did she? Let's have that discussion next week when I finish the whole thing and I'll see how the epilogue goes. Because there's like you play as Ellie for 3 days and you play as Abby for 3 days, and Abby's story is very different to Ellie's, and she goes through her own trials, let's say. And then there seems to be like an epilogue that I'm up to, but I've already spent 20 minutes into the epilogue, and from what you guys have said, it's quite a ways away until I finish it. So I'm still really enjoying it.
Not that far. You
definitely got a bit of time. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, I still really enjoyed it. Because I remember seeing all the discourse around it when it came out, and it was everyone, they either hated it or they loved it. I'm probably in the loved it category because, it's, God forbid it does something fucking different. It's unexpected. Literally every single thing is unexpected to me. Because I was like, oh, they're going to play it pretty safe, and then they don't. And it's like, of course they're not going to let the other person beat the shit out of, the main character at the start. Oh, they did. Of course they're not going to beat the shit out of the pregnant woman. Oh, they did. Yeah, it's just
so that's interesting. I know that we're gonna. I swear to God, I prepped this conversation for the last 4 episodes. But next week we probably will actually discuss Last of Us Part 2. Stay tuned for that. But that's interesting to me because a few particularly narrative-driven games, if they do things that are too unexpected, there's the I believe that a character would do this, and I'm shocked by the fact that they would, and then there's the I don't believe a character would do this, and therefore I am shocked that they're being made to do this by the developers. Which of those two camps are you more in when you talk about the game keeps doing things that are unexpected? Because to me, something that a game that keeps serving you unexpected content and you don't believe it or you're not really into it would actually detract from the game rather than improve it. So I'm curious to get your thoughts.
No, I mean unexpected as in this isn't a fucking happy ending. There's a lot of people dying here type of thing. You go to all that effort to save that girl's arm, only for her to just get shot. And it's like, all right, see you later. So it just does a lot of stuff like that, and you're not really... it seems like the game's coming to an end when you're playing as Ellie, then it swaps over to Abby, and you're playing Abby for quite a significant amount of time. And then you get to the part where she meets Ellie, and then I'm expecting, oh, cool, I'll play as Ellie and I'll get revenge and I'll kill Abby. And it's like, no, I'm still Abby, I'm beating the shit out of her.
Do you think that how physically different Abby and Ellie are, that it shouldn't be as fair a hand-to-hand match as the game makes it out to be?
No, not exactly. Despite the fact that Abby is built like a fucking 200 kilo brick shit house, and one punch would go straight through Ellie's head. Ellie does, in that
she makes up for it with charisma.
Well, she uses
she min-maxed speechcraft.
Well, it's literally Abby just with thunder and pain, which is left and right knuckles. And Ellie's got all of her equipment, so she when you're versing her, and you got to sneak around to get behind her because she's got a shotgun in one part, and she'll set up traps in the other. She'll throw a Molotov cocktail at me one time. And she's got a knife on her as well. It makes up for that. It's brute force, which is Abby, versus the craftiness of the weapons, which is Ellie.
Ellie's coming from learning how to survive with Joel, so she's got all the cunning and craftiness that he would have had.
Yeah, exactly. And Abby's pretty much just a soldier. So it's all right, cool. Fastest way to kill someone is literally to punch them in their fucking head. Yeah, but no, it's quite a good scene, and it's very tense. There's been so many fucking tense moments where it's okay, I'm 150 beats per minute. Can we slow down now? And then it does something else, and it's oh, all right, slow down. Can we get a quiet moment in here? But yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Take me back to the Joel flashbacks.
Yeah,
no, that's cool.
Yeah.
We'll probably just pencil that in for next week. Hopefully you finish it, / might even finish it tonight. Who knows? Cool. Thank you for that. I almost wanted to double it into Pokemon Go. Far Cry 6, Saif.
Yeah.
What happened? Tell us about the glitches. How funny were they? Scale of 1 to 11.
Like a 5 out of 7.
Okay, so you broke my scale. That's disappointing.
So yeah, me and Trin only played this for about 2.5 hours because it was getting pretty glitchy and annoying to deal with. The first one we ran into was that Trin was going off on her own, driving ahead of me, and a truck just spawned on top of her and killed her. Then there was
classic,
a glitch.
The classic truck. Classic.
You're telling me that that's not a fairly good / slightly fantastical depiction of Cuba?
It sounds about accurate. Just trucks out of nowhere.
I've been to Cuba and a truck never spawned on top of me while I was there.
But did it spawn on anyone else? That's what you got to watch out for because.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, Steve, were you going to Cuba in co-op?
Yeah, it was a group. Or it wasn't. There was like 4 or 5 of us, so we had like a full party on.
Definitely sounds like a mod.
But at the same time, though, I did get very unwell from food poisoning. So yeah, there were times that I wished a truck would spawn on top of me and take me out of this fucking world.
Okay, moving swiftly on from that obvious cry for help. Continue. So it killed Trin. So what? So what happens if Trin dies? Does it matter who's hosting or?
No, it doesn't matter who's hosting. I can if someone goes down, you can either revive them or if
from
they
under the truck.
The truck had gone past her and kind of just clipping into the ground and building that was next to her. So yeah, when someone's down, they're bleeding out, and you can either pick them up or you can let them bleed out, and then they'll just respawn next to you. Even in the middle of some hectic gunfire missions, I think you need to be away from the gunfire though for them to respawn next to you. We did a mission where I completely fucked up, set off the alarms, had an entire militia come after us, and after I died, I respawned in the helicopter next to Trinity. I thought I was spectating her, and I was like, wait a second. She's driving. I'm in the passenger seat. I'll just jump out and parachute out and then start shooting people again.
Fair enough.
There was a point where she couldn't swap her guns for some reason. So that was another glitch that happened. Every time a glitch happened where something wasn't working on her end, we ended up having to quit out to the main menu, which still keeps you and your party together, thankfully. So you don't have to keep reconnecting and connecting to each other. It's just quit out of the game.
That's kind of a nice touch.
Yeah, quit out of the game and then load back into the map, and that fixed the issue. And the third glitch I remember seeing was just similar to the truck spawning from out of nowhere. It was just a truck in the middle of the road, just levitating off the floor by 3 feet.
All right, that's I.
So you still having fun?
Witty.
Did you want to? Are you going to go back to
couldn't
it?
Figure it out. Yeah. What Steve said.
It's still fun. It was just that one session was kind of annoying to deal with, so we put it down for the day, and we'll get back to it later. It's just right now I've been busy.
We thank you for your service in editing this content.
Oh, I wasn't even just editing the content. I've been busy with a lot of things.
Eating Krispy Kreme. It's been 10 minutes. We haven't said anything about Krispy Kreme.
I know. It's weird.
We'll lose our contract.
Well, I was trying to play hard to get, but I guess you two really just wanted to come in, huh? Well, that's going to be awkward. They're going to realize that...
How can I play hard to get? I'm hard to want.
Just nothing but cries for help from Steve this evening, huh?
Is there a truck spawning on me yet?
It's a Krispy Kreme truck.
Click your heels 3 times. Say there's no place like Krispy Kreme's home, and truck spawns.
Oh, the last thing I want to mention for Far Cry 6 was that I also found the cockfighting arena where you just get a rooster and you can PvP with your co-op partner.
Oh, so this is different from the Randy Marsh version of cockfighting.
Yeah, completely different from that, yes. This is getting roosters, and I use the one that was based on Ken from Street Fighter because for some reason that's a rooster in the game.
Oh, I think we mentioned this a while ago that the roosters can actually do Street Fighter moves, can't they?
Yeah, they have
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, they have a meter, like a revenge meter. So if you're starting to get low on health, you can activate a Street Fighter style super move.
Man, remember back when Far Cry was much more accurate, where you had to survive a war-torn like country and deal with malaria back in Far Cry 2?
No, I didn't play that one.
that one was pretty good. It was a simpler time. There weren't any street fighting chickens, I'll tell you what. Anyway, interesting. Do you think you're progressing with the game, / do you intend on finishing it, or is it the sort of game that you're just going to continue messing around with and probably not finish the campaign?
We'll get around to finishing the campaign. This last session we didn't get a whole lot of the way through because of all the hiccups along the way, but yeah, it is something that I do intend on finishing.
I see. Thank you for that update. Look forward to hearing more. Pokemon Go, that's an interesting throwback. I know that in my case, this is preempting you to figure out what you're going to talk about this, Steve. I know that in my case, Pokemon Go has just stopped giving me notifications because I didn't leave my house for so long that it kept telling me, hey, Slaking would really like a berry, and I kept ignoring it, and now it just doesn't even bother. So why Pokemon Go all of a sudden?
What the fuck, Slaking is so hard to hold. Every 6 months, 6 to 18 months, like the urge to just sort of like, you know what, I want to play that for a bit, like overtakes me. And I'm sort of just doing it as a way to sort of encourage me to get, especially when I'm working from home, I find that it's like, I'll get to 5 o'clock and it's like, you know what, I haven't left the house today and I'm not leaving the house now, it's too dark outside. So I've decided to bring it back up, start playing it again to sort of encourage me to hit those 10,000 steps. And on a semi-related, I got a new smartwatch as well, one of the Garmin SQs. It does smartwatch things, like tracks my steps and tells me when I need to do some steps. So yeah, it's just a bit of a healthy living, getting those legs pumping outside, getting the vitamin D from the sun, and flipping some Pokeballs.
See, that's interesting because I've read conflicting reports, because I also have a smartwatch. I've read conflicting reports that some people say that the smartwatch will count your Pokemon Go steps, and other people say that it won't. So have you found that it is counting, or are you just you're walking with your phone anyway? You just also have a smartwatch and wanted to flex on everyone?
It's a bit of both. Well, because if I'm walking outside of the house, if I'm walking outside of the house, I need my smartwatch so I can get my smartwatch steps. Then I also need my phone for my Pokemon Go. I think it talks to Google Fit.
That's what I heard, but I couldn't get my one to sync up
for the Adventure Sync.
Yeah, I couldn't get my one to sync up for whatever reason. Gave up probably too quickly, but I don't know, just couldn't get it to go for me.
Yeah, well, realistically, because the adventure, like, how much more steps like will you do? Like they've got an event on at the moment so eggs take like half the amount of distance to sort of hatch them. So instead of like 12Ks, it'll be 6Ks or. Oh
yeah, that's the usual. The world's in COVID lockdown. We're just gonna drop the egg requirement. I like to go running through my local nature reserve. And I don't like having a bulky S10 Plus smartphone in my pocket while I do so. So I just go with my smartwatch. So having the ability to sync that would be pretty great.
Wait a minute. So you go running like without any music or a podcast or anything?
No, that's what the smartwatch does. It's not a regular watch, Steve.
Oh, your smartwatch like holds music?
Does yours not?
I've never actually tried it, to be honest. I usually bring my phone anyway.
Oh, okay. Mine is a Samsung smartwatch. Welcome back to the Samsung. Welcome back to the smartwatch review podcast. So mine.
I'm just a Garmin pleb.
Yeah, but mine I have to put on a mobile plan for, it's like $10 a month or something. That's like actually fairly reasonable, but it comes with unlimited data. So I just use Spotify through my smartwatch and some Bluetooth headphones, and everything works great.
Yours is one of the data ones. Okay, no, my one does not have any.
I see.
Data at all. It's all through my.
What's
phone.
it like being poor?
Pretty good. I'll be quite honest with you. I saved a lot of money on this. I got it for like half price. I'm already attached to my phone anyway. I'm not going anywhere without it. So no, I don't have to even get it out of my pocket to see if the group chat's popping off, as they say. If the group chat is bussing.
That shit do be bussing. Okay, so in this event, I'm assuming it's not just the fact that eggs are half distance. What else have you been up to? What's your main buddy Pokemon? That's usually the Pokemon Go catch. What are you trying to get candy for at the moment?
Well, I'm not trying to get candy for anything. Or I'm trying to get Spritzy, which is the Gen 6 Pokemon that evolves via a special item in the normal games. But in Pokemon Go, you have to have it travel with you for a bit, and you've got to feed it like 25 treats or sweets or whatever they're fucking called.
Candy.
Yeah, I'm still not sure because my realm of sphere of Pokemon Go is weird because they only have certain Pokemon, like the legendary Pokemons are only in raids. Mythical Pokemon can only be obtained through, like, for lack of a better term, quests that they do, which I think they're called research tasks.
Yes.
And there are some Pokemon that are like region specific as well.
Yes.
Like, which fucking boggles my mind.
Have you got any Relicanth?
I don't think so. I do not think so. Because I think Relicanth,
that's a common one around where I am.
One.
But I don't know if it's New Zealand or just Oceania. I don't know how specific they get. But yeah, I got a bunch of Relicanth kicking around.
Maybe I can trade you. Add me, send me some gifts. We're getting back into it, fellas.
Pokemon Go making a return. Yeah, that's cool. I was definitely more into it, particularly back when I was at uni. It was just sort of like a fun thing to do with some mates. Not when it was like super hype, but when it was sort of petering out past that point, it was still quite fun to do. Definitely kept it going for a little bit since moving to Auckland, starting my job. But I don't know, the last lockdown from whenever that was, September last year, August last year, I don't know, it's all kind of a blur. Time is meaningless.
Time's a social construct.
Yeah, fair enough. I put it down and I just haven't really picked it back up. And I know that if I give in and I pick it up again, I'm going to be straight back in, just straight back on that grind. But I also think that whenever I do boot it up again, it's going to say, oh yeah, you've traveled like 200 kilometers with slacking. Here's like 50 billion candy.
Well, that's what you want, isn't it? Like,
I mean, it kind of is, but the problem is, like, I don't play it. Like, all of the gyms are just covered by all of the people that actually care. Like, have you put any money into Pokemon Go? Actually, Seth, have you played Pokemon Go at all? You're being really quiet.
I have. I just haven't had a chance to jump in.
Oh, sorry, jump in now, bro.
It's also the last time I played Pokemon Go was years ago, right before Johto came out. I got a Growlithe, and once I had the Growlithe, I was done. I was happy. I need to go back and get a Totodile just to be happy with that too.
They're semi-common at the moment, actually. I've found a couple. Yeah, so you probably haven't played it. You haven't played it since like 2016. Then what the fuck? Man,
yeah, something like that. It's been a long while.
Time to jump in, big fella.
So have either of you spent money on it?
No.
No, I will not be spending. This is a free-to-play game, my friend. I do not need to spend money. There are a couple of convenience things that I can tell would make my life a lot easier if I did spend money. I got a couple of coins to upgrade the items because my fucking bag's always full.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't really fucking matter. Like, oh no, I can get like an extra 200 Pokeballs to fit in. That doesn't really matter because... but yeah, there's no way I'd spend money for it.
The only thing that I could be caught spending money on that game is like if I wanted to have a living dex in Pokemon Go, and I'm like, no, I already have a living dex in Pokebank. I don't need one in the mobile game.
And how you had to trade a Pokemon into
I need to get Melmetal at some point.
Yeah, the Let's Go Safari thing to get Melmetal to open the mystery box.
Yes, that's how I got my Meltan and my Melmetal.
I think I'm just
ages, but I got them.
I think my mum has them, so I'll just steal them from her.
Mum plays Pokemon Go. That's based.
That's crazy. Like the like to me, if I heard that sentence, I would assume I left something at my parents' house that has a Meltan or a Melmetal on it. Not that my parents would have any idea like of any of that. So that's base as fuck.
Yeah, but it did like there was that sort of period of time when like it was like 2016. It was fucking everywhere.
Everyone was playing
with it.
Pokemon go to the polls.
The only people I don't know if they were playing it were like actual literal boomers.
No, even like my grandparents got into it. Like even though they barely understood what they barely understand what a smartphone was, and I had to speak with my granddad for like 20 minutes on how it works and set it up for him, and he just for him to catch like the fire lizard, and then for him to put it down, and never touch it again. He's like,
do you remember people were selling those 3D printed like help you catch and throw the Pokeballs in a straight line accessories?
Oh, yeah, the screen guides or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
what team did your granddad join, Steve?
I honestly couldn't remember. It's so long ago, and I was very disappointed.
What team are you a part of?
The fire one, Instinct, isn't it?
I think it's Instinct. I think Blue is the Mystic. I joined the Glue
Mystic and Valid and Valor, I think.
Yeah, Red was Valor.
Yeah, I'm the red one.
Look this up real quick. You're the red one.
Honestly, Yeah, it's been so long and it doesn't really fucking mean anything.
Yeah, Instinct Yellow, Mystic Blue, Valor Red. Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
I joined the Glue Eaters, which is the yellow one.
Oh, just like real life, the navy color.
Yeah. Gotta stay consistent.
Yeah, gotta stay humble. That's interesting. So, do you think this is just kind of like you needing an excuse to go do something, or are you gonna stick with this for a bit? You're gonna put it down again? Where are you at? Where are you at with this?
Realistically, I don't know. I might stick with it for about a month, and then literally be like, you know what, I'm done, and then just not touch it for another year. But what I am using it for is to like complete my living decks in Pokemon Home with a bunch of mythicals that I don't have. Because I can transfer things from Go to Home. I was able to transfer a Genesect, which I did need. So now I've only got like Volcanion and Diancie left, I think, and Magina, however you pronounce that. And then I'm done. No, I've got Hooper because they did a distribution of that in a Mega Ruby that I picked up. I just had that lying around, but I didn't pick up.
And Meloetta?
No, I've got a Meloetta as well. For some reason, I've got a bunch of weird mythicals.
And
some things are not for others. I've got a Marshadow. Actually, no, I need a Marshadow as well. I need it.
Hey, there we go. I knew that
I
eventually
wonder if
throwing
I have
out
two Marshadows
random,
because I know I have one.
If you do have one, I will trade you a Meltan for it or something.
I'll need a I'll need the Gen 8 event, the weird monkey
Zarude.
thing.
Yeah, I've got two Zarudes. Just by chance.
I'm sorry, did you just refer to the greatest Pokemon Unite jungler / top laner as the weird monkey thing?
Yeah, I did. What are you going to do about it?
No. You guys are getting confused. No, you're thinking of Zarude. No, you're thinking of Zeraora, which is that electric thing.
I am actually. Yeah. Well, sorry, what was Saif, what did you say?
I called the other one a weird monkey thing. Zeraora is like a weird leopard thing.
Incorrect, sir. Zeraora is more of a weird monkey thing than a weird leopard thing. What weird leopard thing are you thinking of?
So Zeraora is like a yellow thing, right, Pat? That yellow leopard.
Yeah.
It's like a cat. Yeah. And then
well,
Zarude is like a monkey.
Bipedal.
Yeah, it's just a leopard on two legs.
Am I going crazy? Maybe I'm just going crazy. I swear, all of my hours of slaying younglings in Pokemon Unite should have prepared me for this moment, but I am just...
It's done nothing for you.
Yeah, and then it's not to be confused with Zarude Sandstorm.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I completely forgot Zarude existed because it just looks like a weird redoing of Zygarde.
Yeah, it does. It's like another form Zygarde could have taken.
Yeah, I completely forgot Zarude existed. Yeah, okay, fair enough. We spent a while talking about Pokemon Go, which I don't think anyone other than you is playing, Steve.
Yeah, so it does still have like
move on.
Yeah, we did move on. It's if you want to go outside, play it. If you don't want to go outside, don't play it. That's what it is.
For me, final thing I'll say on it. For me, the game basically died when Niantic went, "Hey, I know that we used to have a public API that people could plug into and show when Pokemon was spawning around the map, but we're gonna make it so that that's impossible now." Pretty much killed the game. It used to be this really cool thing of like, hey, message group chat, this Pokemon is, nearby or going to show up at this time, and then it died.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I don't know. Finding a Pokemon randomly is like kind of fun that you need. It's like, whoa, I need that one. But then at the same time, you're right. Like, but anyway,
you could make a whole big thing out of it of like, hey, this very cool Pokemon's coming. Let's all go meet up.
Yeah.
Well,
we've got like anyway. Let's push on. It's a mega odd game. I'm using it to fill time. And we spent more time on it than I thought we would. How are the movies that you saw, Pat? How was the marathon?
Thanks for asking, Steve. Let me tell you what. So started. Picture this. You walk into your local cinema. You're feeling pretty good.
You're at the pictures. Yeah, I'm picturing it. You're picturing the pictures.
Yep. You
got
walk
any
on.
popcorn?
Wait, no. Hold up. You don't even walk on in there. You slide on in there. They roll out the red carpet for you. They know you're about to spend 9 hours of your hard-earned life hours, that's what I meant to say, at this establishment. So they roll out the red carpet. You don't even walk on the red. You float along that red carpet straight to the ticket booth. You don't need to sit in line and get tickets like a pleb. You've already got your tickets. You booked them in advance. You know where you're sitting. You roll up to the counter. You whip out your phone. You use the QR code that they scan in and give you your...
They're going to whip out something else, big fella.
You open Pokemon Go and then realize, shit, I clicked the wrong button, and then you open the PDF that has your QR code in it. Yeah, and so that was The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Nicolas Cage film. Really enjoyed it. I got a large popcorn, large drink, classic combo. I will say the Nicolas Cage film, it's very stupid.
That's what I was hoping it would be.
Yeah, but in a good way.
It's like it's hard to describe because like I'm working on a short film / I enjoy making short films with friends, that kind of thing. So I
didn't
appreciate
know that. Plug your short film. I didn't know that.
Oh, fuck it.
Welcome to the short film cast.
Still
you got a
work,
platform. You can advertise now.
If you'd like to buy tickets to see this online when we release it,
chill, my dude, chill.
Every year I like to compete in the 48-hour film competition, which is like a reasonably big thing in New Zealand. I don't know if there's an equivalent elsewhere, but for 48 hours, so basically over a weekend, the people that organize it will give you a randomly assigned genre and then usually a character, a prop, and like a particular shot that you need to use. And I always really enjoy doing that. I've done that since high school. It's been quite fun. Almost every year. Had to skip a couple years because of uni commitments and stuff, but almost every year I've competed. And so last year, we were throwing about ideas for the 48-hour film festival, and then me and one of my mates that we basically do this as like a project together, came across an idea that we both were really into, but it wouldn't really fit as like a 48-hour film, so we've spun that into its own thing. So we're slowly putting together what's probably going to be like a 30-minute short film, which we have finished a good chunk of the pre-production for, lining up a shoot week, got the actors, got the set, got the equipment, just need to finalize all the details and then pull the trigger on this bad boy. Look forward to me shilling that once I
cool. Now that's cool.
Talk about with it. If you want to hear more about that, thank you. If you want to hear more about that, let me know, because I think that talking about that's sort of different to what this is kind of like what Fast Travel Lounge is typically tailored to, but always happy to talk about it and discuss. Anyway, so I appreciate how a film is put together. The writing of the Nicolas Cage film is very cliched, very contrived. Like it's super formulaic, but it just kind of adds to the entertainment value because it means that you know what's coming next, and it's a good watch. It's not a good film from like a technical point of view.
Oh no, I am not expecting that at all.
But it's very entertaining.
Yeah, I'm expecting so much schlock, but just like it's stupid fun to watch.
Yeah, basically that. It's a good time. The trailers, the trailers / prep material sets it up pretty well. The one piece that I was not ready for was how much his family would have a role in it. And I don't know how much of that is just like this film is Nick Cage's therapy session and how much of it was just done to like play up the script. But there's like a worrying amount of I wasn't around for my daughter's development, and I'm worried that she's becoming emotionally distant from me as a result. And it's kind of like, is that a bit? like he's sort of laying this all bare. That's kind of a lot.
So is it supposed to be like a biopic of his life?
No. It's a parody of what people think Nick Cage is like, because he's always playing super crazy roles and everything, and so they just went all in on like, hey, let's make a movie about Nick Cage being an insane person that just let fame get to his head.
Okay.
So he
I didn't think it was.
He plays himself. So it's Nicolas Cage playing as Nicolas Cage. And the whole plot of the film is that he goes for he wants to go for one last big like movie performance and then retire, and he ends up missing out on that movie performance, and there's a backup plan / offer at the same time of just showing up at like his #1 fan's house over in Spain and just hanging out, being a celebrity guest for like the weekend. And so he does that, and it kind of spirals into a CIA plot to bring down a drug kingpin, but he's still like, it's still Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage the whole time. So him acting as a spy is Nicolas Cage acting as Nicolas Cage acting as a spy. It's incredibly meta.
Okay, well, what did you think about it?
I mean, that's what I say. It's a super entertaining watch. I didn't, it's not gonna. There are lots of films that I've seen that I leave the cinema and I think, wow, that was deep and made me reconsider something on a philosophical level. That was not this film.
Yeah.
This film, I walked out with a big grin on my face and went, I'm probably never seeing that again. But I'm enjoyed that. But I'm glad that I watched it.
I sure hope Nick Cage is okay.
Yeah, you just get those films that it's just dumb entertainment for 90 minutes, and that's all I wanted the film to be, and that's what the film delivered. I'm fine with that. It was
that sounds exactly what I want from that movie when I eventually watch it.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, from like a technical, like, gripping cinematic creation side, probably a 5 out of 10, but like just entertainment, it's Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage for 90 minutes. Easy,
so you're
8 or 9
using
out of
Josh's
10.
Pokemon game scale.
Yeah, exactly. Then came out of that and then saw Everything Everywhere All at Once. Holy shit, it is so hard to describe what this film is. It's a multiverse film, which is absolutely pushing like absurdist abstract stuff to the extreme. Somehow they got Jamie Lee Curtis on board. They made her look like just old and haggard, which is, I don't know. On one hand, I super appreciate that. On the other hand, I really enjoy Jamie Lee Curtis as an actress. So it's kind of weird where they put her in a position where she's sort of played up to be this old haggard character, and you're kind of on board because you like Jamie Lee Curtis, but you're also like, but she deserves better, damn it. Why'd you have to do her like this? Actually, fun fact after the fact, after watching it, someone pointed out that so it's a husband and wife and daughter going through a multiverse plot. I really can't expand on the plot because I could sit here for an hour and describe what happens and it still wouldn't make any sense. But the husband in that trio is the young kid from Indiana Jones 2.
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about him being in a movie.
Yeah. So that was like a nice... it's definitely not a small world moment, but just one of those like, huh. And
where have you been?
Yeah, exactly. And he is absolutely fantastic in it. He is so good. So a multiverse film, at least this version of the multiverse film, is that all three, the wife, husband, daughter trio, are all playing themselves, but there are multiple versions of themselves. And so to have, like the husband, the Indiana Jones kid, play like a fairly, I want to say normal, take that to mean what you want it to mean, normal character for part of it, and then just an absolutely crazy bundle of energy for part of it, and then like a confused character for a part of it, just because it's the different multiverse like personas and stuff. Excellent time. And it's the thing that I will give it all the credit that it deserves for. Everyone, I haven't known anyone that's watched this film that hasn't enjoyed it, and it's so absurd and so original as a piece of cinema that it is so refreshing. Because I enjoy a good Superman film, like superhero film. I'm not going to take that away. I enjoy a good comedy. I enjoy a good I haven't enjoyed any of the recent Fast and Furious films, but like I enjoy a good action film. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy cinema for the sake of cinema. But to have something like Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is just so off the deep end crazy, it's just really nice that someone or a group of people came together and just made a film like that, because
they're really pushing what they can do, sort of thing.
Yeah, like a lot of cinema is kind of iterative improvements or slight changes on, stories we've seen before. A lot of things are following
the Disney formula at the moment.
That too, yeah. So this was just an absolute breath of fresh air, and it was fantastic. Oh, it was great. The ending, if I have to take something away, the ending did drag on a little bit too long, but like even when it was trying to wrap the story up, it was still just dripping in absurdist, crazy multiverse, I don't know, storytelling that you noticed that it was, it was still at the ending of the film, but you just sort of let it play out because of how they were doing it. Like, it was fine all up. You just sort of leave the cinema and go, like, did they really need that long to tell that part of the story? But absolutely just awesome. Highly, highly recommend you go and watch.
So to spoil what I'd end the podcast with, which is what am I going to do the next week? I'm going to go see the new Doctor Strange movie on Saturday morning.
Oh shit! Yeah, I gotta see that.
All the trailers are like doing a lot of that. They're going in that same sort of direction that you're talking about with Everything Everywhere All at Once, but more on like the VFX level sort of side of things.
Yeah.
And I'm very interested to see how that all plays out. But there's a lot of multiverse stuff coming out recently. I want to say it's because Spider-Verse was such a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
And now everyone wants their own live action Spider-Verse.
Yeah, maybe. Is your movie going to have parallel universes, Pat?
Yeah, the short film that a friend and I are putting together on zero funding from other people is going to be very VFX heavy and multiverses and
great to hear. Great to hear you guys are actually
we're gonna get the ghost of Bruce Lee in there. It's gonna be great.
Just use the trial version of Houdini. It'll be fine.
We got Houdini at home.
Yeah, no, Houdini is an actual VFX application.
All right then, thank you for clarifying. I totally knew it, by the way. He was just checking. It's for Josh. The ghost Josh.
Ghost
is Josh in a parallel universe? Is that where he is?
Oh, maybe. But the parallel universe is actually the events of Last of Us 1.
He's in Lounge Travel Fast.
He's in the past.
Yeah, he is.
Slow
finally,
something Walker.
Finally of the three. Went and saw Dune. Started at 8 p.m. Finished at about 10:45 odd. Saw it in
such
IMAX.
A fucking long movie.
It's a very long film. Oh my god, though. The cinematography. Jesus. Like, awesome. Just awesome.
Yeah,
like,
this is pretty good.
To watch that as a film is just excellent. I'm not going to say it's the best film I've seen, even recently, just because, like, the problem that I have with Dune is that it's already long and it doesn't really follow the typical kind of 3-act structure that most films do. And they knew that going in because they're making a part 2, as far as I understand.
Yeah, no, 100%. And yeah, when you finish that movie, because when I saw it, I'm like, I know there's a part 2 coming out because they didn't fucking close up anything.
Exactly. And so you're watching this stuff play out and you're kind of like, it's not where is this going, but that thought is crossing your mind where it's like, I've been in the cinema for 2 hours and it doesn't feel like this is approaching any kind of position where it wants to wrap anything up, which is fine. It just makes it harder to it makes you feel like you need to pay more attention to it because nothing's closing up. It's still feeding you information rather than reducing that burden on your brain. And so I haven't read the books, and I haven't watched the previous what was it, 80s movie or whenever they did the previous one.
Yeah, there's like 6 books, by the way.
Yeah, so I know nothing. I know nothing about the story or the universe.
Yeah,
or anything.
I just mean in the sense of it. There's 6. They're probably going to be covering multiple books if they're going to be franchising this.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed what I saw, and Denis Villeneuve, the director, massive fan of his work. I probably would plug Arrival. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Arrival. His sci-fi from back in like 2016. Probably one of my favorite sci-fi films just ever.
Interesting.
Really, really, really good. But yeah, to have him do a very, very well done cinematography, like from a cinematography side piece. Yeah, I came away from that going, man, I really want to revisit how I'm planning to do some stuff, even just for my short film. So it was awesome to watch, and especially in IMAX where it's just everything is just such a big scale. It was awesome. Anyway, that was all of my Sunday.
So which movie did you like the best?
I'm a sucker for a good sci-fi, but because they didn't wrap anything up, I probably would have to give it to Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, wasn't it a Nick Cage movie and its absurdity?
No, because Everything Everywhere All at Once was even more absurd.
Okay, fair.
If Nicolas Cage was in Everything Everywhere All at Once, I wouldn't have even blinked. I would have just been like, yeah, that makes sense.
Wow.
It was the only way to make the movies like more absurd.
Yeah, if one of the multiverses was then filming The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, I would have been like, yeah, okay.
This checks out.
Yeah. But yeah, cannot recommend that enough. Yeah, you need to be prepared for something being very absurdist and very like it won't make sense, and you probably won't. You might not even understand it when you walk out of it, when you walk out of the film. But if you can get past that, definitely my favorite film that I've seen this year, hands down. It's amazing. Yeah, that's, as I say, that was my Sunday. That was my 9 hours of giving money to Event Cinemas.
Hey, as long as you had a good time. As long as you had a good event, right?
Had a great time. Oh, true.
All right, so this is going to be an admission from me, and I don't want to be kicked off the podcast when I say this. I'm not a fan of popcorn. I think it is overrated, and I do not like it.
That's fine.
Patrick, we have to move on before I do something I regret.
Wait. I do have to ask, though. Is this all popcorn? Because there is some real bougie popcorn available at some places. I'm thinking of Event Cinemas again, where it's called, like, Parlor Brand popcorn. You can get, like, sweet and salty or chocolate or cheese, like, various, like, takes on the classic popcorn. Are you anti all popcorn or just anti the kind of nothing flavor that is regular popcorn?
I haven't even heard of that other stuff before, but I'm anti all popcorn. It gets stuck in your teeth. It's too salty. I finish some and I'm like, I'm so thirsty. No.
Seth, we're going to have to move on before I do something that you might regret.
Give me a whole kilo of Chucky in the cinema and I'll eat that and I'll feel really sick, but I'll enjoy it.
Give me an entire package of Tim Tams that someone next to me opened and left on their chair.
Popcorn is so salty because they want you to buy the Maltesers with it to like get the sweetness from the Maltesers to offset the salt.
No, you're doing it all wrong. So what you do, right, is before a movie starts, you go to your local Woolies.
Yeah, of course. You go to the Woolies because cinema Maltesers are fucking expensive.
No, you're not getting Maltesers.
And you buy a goon.
No,
I'm sorry, we're not getting Maltesers?
No, we're not getting Maltesers. No, we're not buying a goon bag either. You're getting a 2-liter iced coffee, preferably Dare. You're going to chug that in the cinema, and you're also going to get some, I can't remember what they're called, but they're like brand name honeycomb chocolates, and they're $3, and you get like 500 grams. Mwah. Whoa. Man, now that's my movie's done. Because you got the coffee that'll keep you stimulated, you got the chockies in the honeycomb. Mwah.
What if
Patrick,
they did
we have to move on before
popcorn?
I do something you regret.
All right, that was the magic word. We're moving on. Yeah, cool. So where are we at? I swear I had this all in a list beforehand.
Where should be at news now.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, right, Suicide Squad.
Nothing but movies this week. Suicide Squad, how was it?
Moviecast. Well, you'd watch a movie on Lounge, I guess. Have you guys seen it?
I have not seen it, but I want to.
I saw it on... I want to say that I saw it on a plane. I think I saw it like on TV, like a regular human as well at some point. I definitely didn't see it in cinemas.
We're talking about the John Cena one, though, right?
Yes, the Suicide Squad, the one that came out last year.
Yeah. Really stupid names. One's called Suicide Squad and the other's called The Suicide Squad.
Yeah, so this isn't the DC comic one?
No, they're both DC comic ones.
It's the sequel to the 2017 one.
But the sequel is called The Suicide Squad.
Yes.
While the original is called Suicide Squad.
I love that they tried to retcon it already. No, okay, I haven't seen this one at all. I've seen the original 2017 one at some point.
That one's okay.
I haven't seen the one last year.
I didn't like the original.
It's okay.
I thought it was a film. This sounds kind of weird to say. I thought it was a better film to listen to than to watch.
Movie podcast.
Sort of strange things to say.
Like it had a great soundtrack. And the sound design, all in all, was pretty good, but the visuals were just kind of bleh.
I can get behind that because of old radio shows. Like, God, what's the movie I'm trying to think of? The one where Martians come to the world and
When Mars Attacks?
No, not When Mars Attack. War of the Worlds, I think it was.
War of the Worlds, yeah.
Yeah, War of the Worlds was a radio show before it was a movie.
That's right. Everybody thought it was real because fucking boomers in the 30s.
Yeah, because it was on the radio and the radio was real.
Best April Fools. Yeah. But yeah, I stand by that the 2017 Suicide Squad was better listened to than watched. Terrible thing to say about a film, but I don't remember much of it, but I remember a lot of what I listened to. Anyway, So I know nothing about last year's one. I completely forgot it came out. Slash probably still didn't know that it came out.
It's pretty forgettable. Like, it's still trying to capture what Harley Quinn and Margot Robbie, sorry, playing Harley Quinn, what she brings, and that craziness of it.
Margot Robbie, you playing Elden Ring again, bro?
Getting my wires crossed.
Well, no, because when did Birds of Prey come out? That wasn't last year, but that was
2019,
right?
I think.
2019, yeah. And that was a much better movie than this movie and the previous Suicide Squad. Just focusing on Harley makes it good. Because the bits that Harley gets, she's one part, oh, I'm completely a psychopath, and I'm just going to say things that are funny and that are dumb. And then next part is, okay, I've got to leave this prison where I'm getting tortured. I'm just going to break this guy's neck. I'm just going to kill everybody on the way out. I was like, okay, funny.
Those are my two states before and after I have a Snickers bar.
Before you have some popcorn, there's a popcorn kernel stuck in your teeth.
Yeah.
But it just seems like the Suicide Squad, like I think the main guy's name is Bloodsport and he's played by Idris Elba. It just seems like, oh yeah, you've got to do it. Yeah, Idris Elba is like a fantastic actor and he's really good in this movie, but it just seems
he's also a fantastic Knuckles.
Haven't seen it yet. Why wasn't Knuckles in this movie? The one thing they needed. It just seems like the
crossover.
He's sort of set up as like for lack of a better word, the main character because he's the leader of the Suicide Squad. And it just sort of seems like he's doing it to sort of keep his daughter out of jail. But literally 2 minutes before that happens, he's literally like telling his daughter he doesn't really like her and to fuck off and go home because he's like, to fuck off essentially. And it's just, or if you don't help us, we're going to put your daughter in jail. And she's going to end up right here. And he's like, I don't care, but okay. Yeah, the motivations for all the characters are pretty strange as well. Yeah, it was good to see John Cena in it. He plays Peacemaker, who was pretty much like we'll get peace at any cost, no matter how many men, women, or children I have to kill type of thing. And they've got a spin-off series for him on Amazon Prime at the moment.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be like the Punisher, but like saying he's doing it to keep the peace. But
invisible because you can't see him.
Yeah.
It was just like a floating helmet the whole movie, and it's there's like
John Cena plays a great invisible man.
It's his biopic.
I heard he was translucent in The Boys.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that as well.
We don't have to.
We're going over time. Yeah, but it's the action scenes are really good in this movie. Sometimes they're a bit overdone. The sort of big bad guy is I don't know, like Starro the Conqueror, which is a literal starfish that like duplicates itself and lashes onto people and controls them. But it's sort of set up that they're going there to sort of see what's going on in this sort of Cuba-esque style country in Latin America.
And it's Far Cry 6.
So John Cena just goes to Far Cry 6.
Literally, and it's like, well, there's...
And fights Patrick Star.
Yeah, and it's weird, and it sort of like does his half critique of American geopolitics where it's like, oh, there's this small country in Latin America and there was a rich family that were in charge that were very pro-America, and then the people rose up and killed them, and now the regime in charge is anti-American, so now we've got to go in there and topple that regime and see what's going on. And I'm not sure if it means to do that, but it's just fucking weird. And it doesn't really seem like a superhero movie or a supervillain movie until it is. It's just sort of forced in a bit. And the the characters of like all have their moments where it's like, oh wow, I'm so broken by society, or my dad had a drug problem. We lived on the streets, but he invented a machine to talk to rats, and I love rats now. That's literally one of the backstories. But,
that's such a weird step to take.
Yeah, but like you can sort of tell like a character will be thinking about something, or something will happen, and then it's like, all right, cool, we're getting the backstory for your character now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very predictable. I'm not.
So that makes me want to make two comments. One, remember how in the lead up to Suicide Squad, whatever the 2017 one was, it was just all this stuff about Jared Leto just being a menace on set, trying to get into the mind of the Joker. And then Suicide Squad comes out and everyone's like, okay, so Joker was in there for all of like 8 minutes. He was
they cut all his scenes.
Fine, I guess.
They cut all of his scenes.
which is
the
completely
original
fucking
cut
nuts.
was something completely different.
It's just. It was just such a forgettable thing. I don't know why. I think it was the fact that we're still in the post Morbius era of society that it's just reminding me of that.
Post Morbius is still going. The Morbius sweep is still real.
It's definitely dead. The other thing it reminds me of, the weird critique. Which one was? Yes, the original Pacific Rim. Someone pointed out this fantastic criticism of the film, where the entire point of the Godzilla film back in the 60s or whenever the hell the original Godzilla came out was done to show the dangers of unchecked nuclear experimentation, right? Because the whole thing was Godzilla was born out of something that got exposed to nuclear radiation, all that stuff, right? Like,
yeah,
you guys
go on.
so
Go on. I'm waiting for you to finish your story.
Yeah, just making sure I haven't lost you. Yeah. So, throughout the film, Pacific Rim, giant mechs go and fight giant monsters. Fine, I'm on board. Godzilla-esque monsters, one would say. And so, the climax of the film in Pacific Rim 1 is I really wanted to say Eren Yeager. That's terrible. The main mech, I've forgotten its name, that we are all rooting for, fighting a monster that, using an EMP blast, took out all the other mechs. But the thing is, the thing that allowed it to continue fighting that monster was the fact that it was nuclear powered and therefore immune to the EMP blast.
God.
and so a few people looked at that and went, so are we now pro-nuclear power? Because it had completely inverted the entire point of the Godzilla film idea. And
we've gone full circle.
I just find that absolutely hilarious. And so I don't know why, it just reminded me of that with you saying that it's this odd critique of American foreign policy, but doing it in a way that almost kind of fulfills itself.
Yeah, it's strange. And I don't really think it suits. It just sort of seems like it's going against the nature of being like a light-hearted sort of superhero movie. But it's still, supervillain, I guess is the word. I didn't think it was bad. It was just okay. If I probably won't watch it again. And if you've got some spare time on a plane or something,
do something else.
No, I wouldn't even say it. Yeah, it's sort of if you can't escape it, I guess it's there, or just have it on in the background.
Try opening the door.
Time to go. All right, hey, Mr. Pilot, there's nothing on. Can you speed this up? No, you've got the Suicide Squad.
Better use of a couple hours.
Yeah, let me just sleep. But yeah, I'd literally probably 4 or 5 out of 10 like it. Nah.
Yeah, well, I mean, as I say, I completely forgot it was even a film.
But how does it rank on a John Cena scale?
Can't see you.
Well, he saw it, so yeah. Well, I mean, he saw the film with a minute.
Yeah, no, I expected him to do like a...
That's a scale.
I expected him to do like a "you can't see me" joke, but never did. But I tell you what, he's fucking jacked in that movie. He is on some heavy duty bull testosterone. I'll tell you that much.
Heavy duty chicken and brown rice.
And broccoli. It's probably the broccoli he's getting. I don't eat the broccoli. I don't eat the broccoli, so that's probably
who would. Who would, honestly?
Don't forget, kids, eat your green beans.
Yes, but no peas. Even though John Lennon did say give peas a chance, they're disgusting. No peas, please.
I don't know whether to be proud or absolutely disgusted at how quickly you managed to turn that into a shitty John Lennon joke.
Disgusted because it has peas in it.
Part of me is actually kind of impressed at was that preempt? Did you know what you were going in for, or did that just come to you?
No, I did know. I've said that a lot. Every time my partner tries to feed me peas, and I'm like, no, don't want to hear about it. I know the Beatles song "Give Peas a Chance," but not for me, please. And then she puts the peas in anyway, because by the time I've said it all, she's like, fuck it. Shut the fuck up.
Are you the type of person that has all your food separated so they're not touching on the plate?
No, I mix them all to make it into a gruel so it all goes down easier.
His partner sits down, here comes the airplane.
Here are the Twin Towers.
Ooh. All
right, take it to a break.
Come on, man. Bro, you can't just make a 9/11 joke and then say take it to the break. That's not how this works. Anyway, that brings us to the end of Round the Lounge for this week. Got a completely unrelated note. Thank you to everyone for that. Not going to discuss the boys. It was awesome. If if I finish part 2, I might do season 1 and season 2. When I finish that, I don't know. Anyway, ended the part 1 this week. Thank you to everyone for sharing. And that means that we get to move on to part 2 for this week, which is of course the news. Starting us off, we have word that that time of the episode again, boys. Another delay. Probably not too bad though. Prince of Persia this time. Were either of you holding out for this?
Not entirely. I'm kind of excited for it, but the remake did look like it was in dire straits, and I actually think this is going to be a pretty significant delay because it sounds like moving to another studio, I kind of expect them to just start over.
Start again? Yeah. You generally don't shift studios if everything's going well.
I have played one Prince of Persia game, and it was the one on the Nintendo Wii, and it was not very good. The one where it's like
to
the
be fair,
corrupted
you were playing it on the Wii.
Yeah, the best console in the world. How good is it? How hard is it to make me run on the walls with a Wii remote and an nunchuck? Very hard.
You excited for the Switch?
Yes. I hope this is coming out exclusively for the Switch.
Anyway, this delay brought to you by the Prince of Persia Twitter account. I don't think there's no timeline mentioned, but
yeah, it just says that the game's been moved from Ubisoft to Mumbai to Ubisoft Montreal.
Yep. So yeah, I'm with Seth. I think there will be a significant delay as a result, but compared to what it sounds like, what we might have been getting from Ubisoft Mumbai, that this wasn't the worst idea. So hopefully it works out. Hopefully it goes well. We will stay tuned. Next up on the list, we have some Skull and Bones. This
Finally.
was this was the half of Assassin's Creed 4 that everyone liked, right?
The pirate part. How good?
Yeah, this is a game where they're like, hey everyone, we know you like the ship combat from Assassin's Creed 4, so we'll just make a whole game around that.
Good. That was the best part of the Assassin's Creed. I'm still playing Assassin's Creed, hoping that to capture some of the dopamine that was released when those pirate things in Black Flag were so good. The combat was great. The shanties that they'd sing. Whoa.
Yeah, and that was, 8 years ago?
Oh man, don't say it like that.
I actually need to look that up myself.
I think it was not. It was like
20,
2013, I think it was. Because it came out for the Xbone and the 360, I remember that.
It also came out on the Wii U. Oh. Yeah, 2013. So 9 years.
Maybe for the 10th year anniversary they're bringing out.
That's... Ugh. Need to do some thinking on that.
I think this was announced like the year after Assassin's Creed 4 came out as well.
Wow, okay. That's
no, surely not. I think it was a couple years after it, wasn't it?
It was a while ago.
And look, it'll come out when it's ready. They'll probably give some
weird
either of you guys announcement soon.
Either of you guys play Sly 3?
I did.
I did not.
Ship combat, how does that compare to Assassin's Creed 4?
Assassin's Creed 4 is on a whole other level.
Really? I would have said Sly 3 had the best ship combat.
Nah, Assassin's Creed 4 was really good.
Have you played Assassin's Creed 4, man?
I don't need to. I've played Sly 3.
Yes, the Assassin's Creed 4 of the PlayStation 2.
Think of however good that you think Assassin's Creed 4 would be, and then think, you know what would make this better?
A raccoon.
If he was a raccoon. Yeah. Absolutely.
He's doing it on the
that was a great game, though.
Sly 3 is great.
Slight tangent, but... so I don't know. What do you make of this news, Seth? It's a video of some ships.
So like the actual news is that the gameplay leaks recently. I before this recording started, I tried tracking it down, but Ubisoft has been very fast about taking it down. But after that, Ubisoft very sneakily updated the Skull and Bones to go, hey, we got some news coming soon.
Keep your eyes on the horizon.
It sure does. Sure looks that way.
Oh, well, we'll have to stay tuned for that. Next up on the list, do you want to you want to take this one, Seth? Bit of Final Fantasy news.
Sure. There was a T-shirt crossover that happened with the Final Fantasy series recently to celebrate the 30th anniversary, and each game got a shirt, like each numbered game. And because there's nothing to talk about with Final Fantasy 16 yet that's like of any importance, their message to their fans was, "Hey, we're coming to the final stretch of development. So we're getting pretty close to finishing this game. Just stay excited." But the phrase "final stretch of development" sounds pretty promising to me. I think it'll hit like this fiscal year for Square Enix. So by March next year, I expect this to come out.
Well, I mean, you know, they've had a fantasy, and they said they were in the final version of that, and now we're at 16. So could they really be in the final stretch of development?
I mean, it's a different person every time, so it's someone's Final Fantasy.
Yeah, people die all the time.
What about the players?
Man, I'm looking through all these T-shirts.
They all suck.
Suck. At first,
yeah, they're all bad.
At first, I thought they were doing Final Fantasy 15 dirty, but fuck, they've done everybody dirty. Yeah. Oh well.
I think the only one that got any halfway decent shirt was like 7 and 14.
Nah, the 7 one's shit.
Oh, the 7 one was shit? Maybe that's just my memory playing up on me.
Yeah,
God, this just looks like YouTuber merch.
It does. It does. It is from Uniqlo, and Uniqlo is like semi-good quality. But it's just...
Oh, I'm sure it's good quality, but the design is just bland.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear it.
Do you guys own a lot of like gamer merch that you wear outside?
No.
Did I mention the Mudkip shirt? I'm pretty sure I mentioned the Mudkip shirt last week.
You did not mention the Mudkip.
Did I not? Oh, okay. Well, I at the Nintendo store in New York went and looked around and saw my favorite shirt of my favorite gaming shirt, I should say. Nice Mudkip blue, specific color. With a great big Mudkip imprint on, kind of hard to describe, like it's like over one shoulder, so it's like the Mudkip like base coming down one side, and then little Mudkip insignia on the sleeve. Looks really sick. I get comments on it, you know, when I'm wearing it out around the town. Kind of awkward when the 6'2" bearded male is getting comments from kids about the shirt that he's wearing, so I've had to be more selective with when I wear it, but very nice shirt. Very, very big fan of it. I also have 2 Monster Hunter shirts, which are a lot more tasteful. One's a quest complete, and one's a quest failed with like a devil jaw claw mark. Quite enjoy both of those. Do
you wear both of them to the club and change the outfit depending on your strike rate with the ladies?
Yeah. So what happens, right? My target will be just sitting at the bar.
Your target.
Drinking. My target.
Stop.
Let's go on and rephrase that.
Let's go. I know it's a bit, but let's just call it there.
I will lock on my camera to the large monster in the area. Approach completely shirtless with the quest complete and quest failed shirts, one in each hand, and I will say, "Hey, which is it going to be?" She then calls the police, and I get escorted off the premises. So quest failed, but you know, maybe one day, maybe one day, get that sweet quest complete.
One day.
I'm looking at these shirts again, by the way, and some of them are fine. I remember now actually being upset that the 13 shirt is actually pretty okay.
How
dare it, honestly.
Yeah, how dare 13 get a good shirt?
Steve, do you have any gaming shirts?
Not really. I used to own a bunch when I was younger. But then I got rid of it.
I just remembered.
I think
Steve.
I think Seth's got something.
Patrick,
you're right there,
I have 4 PlayStation All-Stars shirts.
What?
4 of them. You alright, big fella?
So, the one time I went to the EB Games Expo, that was when it was still alive over here. They had PlayStation All-Stars at the PlayStation kiosk, and I played that a good few times, enough to get all 4 separate T-shirts for the game.
Well, what are the T-shirt designs? I didn't realize they did merch for All-Stars.
It's just the game's logo with one of the characters behind it. I think it was Nathan Drake, Sackboy, and I can't remember the other 2.
Huh. Seems a little bland.
It is a little bland, but hey, I got it. And I just remembered 100% worth.
I mean, they might be worth something someday, maybe.
Absolutely not. Not for PlayStation All-Stars.
You never know.
Yeah. You got any other stuff? Or is that it?
That's all I can think of at the moment.
Fair enough.
I do have Pokemon.
You excited for 16? Going.
Oh, sorry, you go.
Okay. Tell us about the Pokemon.
No, I was going to say, I've got like, the Pokemon Company did a collaboration with Original Stitch, which is like a collared shirt company. And I've got like a wrap.
I remember
you have mentioned this actually.
Yeah. And they're releasing Sinnoh.
This one's like
so I'll get
this one's like tasteful, less gamer shirt, more just like good attire. Feel free to plug it though, because I keep forgetting where it's available from.
Original Stitch, highly recommend it. They've got like a bunch of new designs coming out as well. Like they just did a bunch.
Do they come in brilliant and shining varieties?
Yes, sure, why not? They just did a redo of all the Kanto ones as well.
Do they come in Alpha and Omega varieties?
No.
Sigma Emerald?
They do have Gen 3 shirts, so yes.
Anyway, back to the initial news story though. Saif, you excited for 16?
Yeah, very excited. It's something I'm highly anticipating. I think I recall saying it was my number one anticipated game for the year. So very excited to hear it's coming soon, hopefully.
Steve, you excited?
Look,
you sleep?
We have a good time here on the Fast Travel Lounge about what games come to Game Pass, what games don't come to Game Pass, what games don't even come to the Xbox console itself.
So the balls in Final Fantasy's court, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, look, they can bring it out.
When it's got an Xbox release date, he'll be excited.
When it's on
because
Xbox
it's currently
Game Pass
slated for PlayStation only.
We haven't gotten 14. We haven't gotten the Final Fantasy 7 remake, Part 1.
Hey, counting is hard, 15. Okay? Leave it alone.
We got 15. We got all the other ones. We just need 14. Maybe, I don't know. Look, realistically, I will cave and get it. Will I cave and get it and a PS5 at the same time? Or will I cave and get it on Xbox? The ball's in your court. It's Square Enix that still do it. So, yeah.
Yes.
It's one of the few things they do left, which is another news option.
Wow, way to cliffhanger the same section. Next up in the list of news this week, we have Redout 2, which is basically Wipeout, but I guess kind of cool that it's getting some love. Getting a release date coming May 26th to what looks like almost every platform, actually.
Yeah, I think it's every platform. I just heard about this today, and just seeing the trailer for it, I was really excited for it. Hey, Nintendo, Sony, see this game. I know you guys are doing Mario Kart 8 DLC and Gran Turismo 7, but there's very much a audience for futuristic, fast-paced races. Please bring back Wipeout and F-Zero.
Please bring back Motorstorm. Wait, shit.
Yeah. While you're at it, there's also a fan base for
current gen racing, off-road.
Yeah, off-road racing, off-road motorbike racing. So please bring back Motorstorm as well. We like games over here.
True. We do. It does look very Wipeout-y from this is a release date trailer available on YouTube. It looks very Wipeout-y. Looks kind of interesting, actually. It's been a while since I've touched a Wipeout-esque game.
Yeah,
or
same
a game
here.
like this.
And this does also look like it's going a little more arcadey than a Wipeout would, because I saw like a bunch of like big gap jumps and sort of things that I don't remember seeing in Wipeout games. So that could be
in the is it Wipeout 2048? The one that was available on Vita. There were some large jumps in that one. That's the one. That's the last Wipeout game I played.
Okay.
Shout out to the Vita Bros.
Yeah, you're excited.
I'm pretty sure.
It's got to stick together.
Rest in peace. There's all three of you out there.
Yeah. But yeah, so that'll be cool. I don't know. I'll see how the reviews go, but that one has piqued my interest a little.
It could be interesting. It looks fun.
It does. We'll have to wait and see. Next up on the list, however, we have leaked images of Forza Motorsport, which suggests that it might be getting an Xbox One and PC cross-release.
PC, I expected. Xbox One, I'm a little disappointed in.
But it's still coming to the Series X, though. So it's just...
Yeah, it'll still be the Series X.
It's the last-gen console thing that's very surprising. It's sort of...
Yeah.
Which probably, depending on how long it's been in development for... Not really that surprising, but at the same time, Microsoft isn't really pushing those Series X's and Series S's out. But then they've still got supply chain issues, so maybe this is more of like, hey, I'm sorry you guys can't get it. Here's a downgraded version of our flagship game.
Yeah, it's just we're at that point in the PS5 and Xbox Series S and X lifespan where it's like, okay, we can start phasing out cross-gen exclusives. We kind of need to get some more current-gen exclusives that just push the hardware, because like as much as they could say they're developing on the current gen and then like scaling it back for the last one, there's still design decisions you have to make sure that the game works on last gen, and it could just set if they just fully focus on the new gens, then they can expand what they can do in the games by a fair margin, because you still got to keep the lowest common denominator in mind.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, and it is sort of holding us all back. But yeah,
all we can really say at the moment is that we're just getting like better load times when we're buying these games.
Yeah, and you get like it automatically upscales. But yeah, cool. I want it native. But yeah, to be honest, actually, I don't know why I don't really have a horse in this race. But the simulator racing games like the Forza Motorsport series are not my target game of choice, shall we say?
Yeah, fair enough.
You love them though, don't you, Pat?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm in a similar position to what I talked about when I played Gran Turismo 7. I prefer things like Horizon 5. Really enjoyed Horizon 5. I enjoy playing simulator races, but I don't wait for them to come out and then buy them and then play them a shit ton. I just want to give them a go when they're around, / when I'm at someone else's house and I can mooch off them, forking out a bunch of money for a game that I'm not going to use that much. But I don't, you know what I mean? Like, if I was given the option between Motorsport and Horizon 5, I'd take Horizon 5 every day of the week. But that doesn't mean that I'm not interested to try Motorsport, you know, just to see what it's like. But it's not something that I'd buy unless it was on sale.
So what if
unless it was like really well reviewed?
What if there was like some sort of service that you could pay a monthly subscription for, and then
I get free games?
And you can, yeah.
Is it really free if you're paying for the service?
Yes.
Saif, stay out of this, all right?
Is it
Steve, continue whispering sweet nothings to me. Continue.
So essentially, you're paying for the subscription, and you get all these games for free. The newest Microsoft hits, some indie titles, even some cross-gen stuff.
EA.
Yeah, you got EA on there. Not even 12 months later, 8 months later.
They might not be like the most enticing thing at the moment, but there's something there.
There's a lot of games on that, big fella, and there's a button.
The way that you're offering this to me, it seems like something that I cannot possibly pass up.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that you cannot pass up on that.
Would you like to tell me the name of this service?
It escapes me.
It's the Washington Redskins Go Fuck Yourself Christmas Special, or whatever that great South Park episode name was.
They're not called the Washington Redskins anymore.
No, I'm pretty sure the South Park episode helped put a nail in that coffin. But
okay.
Still an excellent episode. Yeah.
Anyway, get Game Pass is what I'm trying to go. Get Game Pass. If you want to play this game, get Game Pass.
We're talking about Game Pass?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought we were talking about PS Plus.
What's that? Do they even have games on that?
Exactly.
Not yet, they don't.
Nintendo Switch Online Pro.
Actually, no, they do. They have FIFA right now.
Ooh, that's what we want, baby.
Wait, and Battle for Bikini Bottom as well? Or is that something
that
else?
Was last month.
Ah, okay. I'd still take that over FIFA. Anyway,
yeah.
Next up on the list, we have what might be the greatest lawsuit I've seen in a long time in the games industry, where we have New York taking on Activision Blizzard, because New York feels that Bobby Kotick only tried to get bought out by someone to stop himself getting sued because of all the dodgy shit he's been doing as the CEO of Activision Blizzard. Which, amazing. Just chef's kiss of a lawsuit.
This is the best lawsuit. It's New York just going, no, own up to the shitty things you've been doing. Don't use Microsoft's buyouts to escape it.
It's not like employees of Activision Blizzard. It's not other people in the industry. It's New York, the place.
Yeah, the city of New York is doing it. And also a big point of it was that they're claiming that if the deal goes through, then Bobby Kotick stands to gain hundreds of millions of dollars, which is basically his golden parachute, and they don't want him to have that golden parachute.
I've never supported New York more than I have right at this very moment.
Yeah. I really hope this goes through and Kotick gets fucked.
Yeah.
I love the idea of New York, the place, removing Bobby Kotick's golden parachute.
It'd be some sweet justice. And
it's just
it's like the Microsoft deal goes through as well, so he loses the company and he doesn't get the payout from it.
Yeah.
That's a true good future.
Best ending.
Yeah, I find best ending indeed. Anything you want to add to this, Steve?
Look, he'll get what he deserves. Let's put it like that.
Look, balls in Bobby Kotick's court. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the ball is in New York's court.
And New York's a pretty big place. That's a pretty big court. Next up on the list, Seth. Are you feeling like the $11,000 in your bank account is feeling rather heavy, and you really wish that you had a 1/6 scale model with which to spend it on?
That's awfully specific, but yes, that is exactly how I'm feeling.
Boy, do I have the 1/6 scale Final Fantasy VI figure.
Diorama.
I wanted to say diorama, but it sounds like a kid's macrame project. Yeah, a 1/6 scale figure of Terra from Final Fantasy VI, which, yeah, could be yours for the small price of $11,000.
It's also like the size of your chest. People are pointing out like this is just as expensive as a Honda in Japan as well. The N box.
Didn't the developer of Final Fantasy VI come out and be like, that's a lot of money or something like that? Yeah.
He's like, are you okay, Square Enix?
Yeah, that was the
What's going on over there?
He probably because he's not seen any of that fucking money. Wonder how much they're going to sell of them.
God, I'd be surprised if they. I'd be surprised if they get into triple digits for this.
Well, I mean, it's.
So there's only 600.
There are
only 600
pieces made.
I like how they call it a piece. Collect all 600.
600 dioramas.
So it's 600 times
11,000.
Hang on, let me bring out the calculator. I'm not doing that in my head. Hang on, bear with me. Someone play some hold music.
Wait, was the oh, is that where your mind went? Mine went to the Wii menu music. Do 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 do.
Oh, it's $6,600,000, which is a fucking pretty easy calculation. It would have been easier.
Yeah, I could have told you that, but
why didn't you do it then? Just let me carry on like a fuckwit, man.
But then our lovely listeners wouldn't have got to hear my beautiful rendition of the Wii Sports, the Wii menu music.
That is.
So you tell me who the real winner is here.
Us for having heard the Wii music. Did the Wii U have music? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So $6.6 million if you want to get all of those Final Fantasy figures.
Which is amazing because that means that if they sell all 600 of them, they only have to then come up with a further $194 million to recoup the cost on Guardians of the Galaxy. And
yeah,
at that point, they're already most of the way there.
Such a good segue, Pat. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
He's done it again.
Yeah.
Really bringing your A game.
I try. Which, for context, Square Enix lost $200 million
on their Marvel games.
Yeah, for their Marvel games. Between Guardians of the Galaxy and Marvel, Avengers?
Yeah, Avengers.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that was just Avengers.
Yeah, because Guardians of the Galaxy, like, it didn't do poorly.
It's probably one of those, like, Guardians of the Galaxy lost like $30 or something, and then Avengers lost $199 million.
It's like, oh, let's just tie them both together.
Yeah, we'll average it out. It seems better that way.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy, but going back to Game Pass, Guardians of the Galaxy came to Game Pass recently, so there must be some sort of deal there.
Two fantastic segues.
We also talked about Guardians of the Galaxy on the podcast before.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to whatever episode that was.
Shout out to that episode.
You know what? Just listen to our entire backlog until you get it, and then once you do listen to that, just listen to the rest of the backlog,
and then give us money.
And then once you do that, tell your friends about it, but don't tell them what episode it is. And that way, they have to also listen to the entire backlog.
And maybe they'll like us enough to listen past the Guardians of the Galaxy talk as well.
Think of how great the meme is when you tell your friends, "Oh yeah, no, just listen to all 21 episodes of the absolute banger that is Fast Travel Lounge." And they say, "That's crazy. Isn't Guardians of the Galaxy only in the last 5 episodes?" And you go, "Well, is it? You'll have to listen to all of them and tell me." And then you and them get to have all these like fantastic in-jokes, and you get to develop these really unhealthy parasocial relationships with all of us. It's great. It's a whole thing. You have to be there.
Keep telling yourself that.
So anyway, back to Square Enix losing a shit ton of money. So this article, I don't know that there's too much detail that we need to go into. We've sort of talked about how absolute dog shit Avengers was and how actually pretty good Guardians of the Galaxy was. This is an article brought to you by DualShockers. Thanks to them for that. Also in Squeenix news, we have Embracer Group acquiring like all of Squeenix, all of Western Squeenix.
You know how we just said that they lost 200 million off that Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy deal. What if we said that they just made a sale for 300 million and made all that money back and an extra 100 million by selling off the developers that made those games?
You might think, wow, that seems like a great deal. What are they going to do with all that
money? It probably
money?
was, because it seems like they were trying to get rid of their entire Western branch for some time.
And there's like a weird mix of things in here too, and all of it's going to the same group. So there's, like Life is Strange, Deus Ex, Tomb Raider.
They're actually keeping Life is Strange.
Oh, they're keeping that? Okay.
They're
cool.
keeping Life is Strange. They're keeping Life is Strange, Just Cause, and Outriders.
Ah, I see.
Which is strange because Just Cause hasn't done anything. Outriders has...
Just Cause went downhill after 2.
Outriders has a new expansion pack coming out this year, or just came out or something. I don't know. I don't play
I believe it just came out, or it's just about to, but it came out buggy.
Oh, big surprise there.
Crazy. So did Just Cause 4.
Save the Line live service game.
I believe Outriders has been semi-successful, which is why they probably kept their hands on it.
I've heard it's like an okay game, but it's like a live service game, but it's like a single-player live service game or something. I don't know. I don't play it. It's on Game Pass, but shilling that.
So,
that's probably why it's semi-successful.
I'm seeing a correlation here, fellas. I'm not saying correlation equals causation, but
you're also not seeing that.
Maybe do your own research.
Come up with your own conclusion. Tell us what you should think. Tell us what we should think. Steve, let me paint you a picture. You sitting down?
Yes, I'm sitting down on the fast travel lounge.
Close your eyes. Imagine. Drift off into...
I'm asleep. Oh no, monsters.
God, open them. You don't want it to be too dark. All right. So you're drifting off to your happy place. You are Squeenix, and you just made $300 million selling off a bunch of things that maybe you shouldn't have. I don't know. We'll figure that one out later.
Did we say where they sold them off to, by the way?
That's the bit.
Embracer Group.
Yeah. So the people
we mentioned that.
Basically THQ Nordic, but they also own Gearbox and Deep Silver, the Saints Row people.
Yeah. The Embracer Group's coming up and coming.
They've been around for a while, and they're just basically becoming this big shell corporation that's just owning a lot of game developers.
Yay? Are we in favor of this? I don't know.
For the developers that were just bought out from Square Enix, I kind of feel yay about it, because like a lot of these franchises were either not being utilized or utilized poorly by Square Enix. Like Deus Ex's last game was absolutely fucked because of Square Enix meddling. And maybe now that can come back, but with the developers actually doing what they want with the game instead of being pushed to make what Square Enix wanted it to be. Was the last one
Mankind Divided, or is there another one?
I think it was Mankind Divided.
There's Human Revolution.
Human Revolution was the good one.
Yeah, Revolution.
That was the good one. Yeah. That was number 2 in the series, or not the most recent one. I know that there was one more recent after that, but I don't know if there was another one, or if it's that same one. Something Divided. No,
it was Mankind Divided, and there was a lot of meddling from Square Enix, that like DLC meddling and other things, and that absolutely ruined the game.
Yeah,
love that.
And they had like these really bad pre-order incentives that like locked content of the game if you didn't pre-order the game.
Perfect. That's exactly how I want my dystopian future to be brought about.
Yeah.
Via the DLC for the dystopian future video game I'm playing.
Exactly. So yeah, like being bought out by Embracer Group could be seen as a positive for basically the entirety of Square Enix's Western division.
Bad ending. Embracer Group looks at that and went, fuck yeah. More of that. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see. So, back to Steve's happy place. You are Squeenix. You've just made $300 million in a deal selling off a bunch of IP. Gut feeling, 3, 2, 1. Where do you put that $300 million? What's the first thing you do?
Into a picture,
what do you buy?
into a picture of some bored-looking apes.
What? That's
Can't go wrong.
That's so stupid, and that couldn't possibly be a good business idea, Steve. Why would you possibly do that as Squeenix? Like that? Surely you have more responsibility than that.
But so
what you need to actually do is dump it all into Final Fantasy 14.
And then it might be able to come to Xbox, and we can bring Temtem over as well. I think you're onto something here, sir. And then we can put the bored apes on there. And it would only be on my copy because it's not fungible. All right, you might be onto something.
It would still be more believable than them actually going and doing it. The total Mad Lads dropping $300 million on fucking blockchain.
Yeah, it's like it's not even onto the blockchain itself. It's like 300 million is going towards like them researching the blockchain for their games. So it's basically just them selling those developers, getting a very small amount of money. Like 300 million is nothing for this purchase, and then just setting it on fire. Like and literally just setting the money on fire.
And then betting it all on red.
Yeah. Sure hope it doesn't go black.
Maybe
what's that? It's going black. Oh no, everything's on fire.
Maybe Final Fantasy 16.
92% of the NFT market just disappeared.
Yes, yeah, they got right at the bad time. Maybe Final Fantasy 16 is going to be an NFT.
Crypto bros, if you're listening, I just want to say,
hold those L's. Hold them tight. You deserve them.
Good.
It's not a loss until you pull out, boys. Hold to the moon, to the moon.
I hope it craters.
So here we have Square Enix deciding that they're just going to drop 300 million on NFTs. As you guys were saying, it's not even like, NFT technology or anything kind of interesting or different with NFTs. It's actually just an NFT investment, isn't it?
It's them investing in like being able to make games or content on the blockchain is what I understand it to be.
So stupid.
So basically, Square Enix wants to sell NFTs, and that's what 300 million is going towards.
I hope that the internet gives this the respect and credit it deserves, and absolutely ridicules it into the ground, like they've done with most other NFT news announcements, launches from the media industry recently.
Yeah, no. Square Enix's president has been saying they've been interested in NFT stuff since Square Enix did a Happy New Year's message this year, and everyone's been giving them shit the entire time. Some of them was like benefit of doubt of like, maybe he's just saying it because investors are crazy and want him to say that, and he's trying to keep them happy to keep their stocks up. But no, the more time passes, the more it's like, oh no, he's an actual crazy person that's going to go through with it.
Absolute mad lad. You got to spend money to make money, but
in terms of blockchain tech, though, cryptocurrencies and particularly the theft of cryptocurrencies is how North Korea funds most of its government spending.
Oh Jesus!
Ooh.
So I don't know. The shout out to the Risky Biz podcast, which definitely should listen to if you're interested in more of the kind of cybersecurity side of stuff. But they've started coining the term of crypto bros being Kim Jong-un Patreon supporters, and I quite like that term.
Jesus.
I think it was ballpark 20-ish% of North Korea's GDP is off of crypto theft.
Jesus Christ, that's insane.
I know that it's not directly related to this news story with NFT tech and Square Enix dropping 300 million on it, but it's just guys, what are you doing? Either way, world's fucked. See you all at the bottom. But that does bring us to the end of news for this week. Ending on that absolutely delightful note. Audience question for this week. Steve, you want to introduce who gave us the audience question this week?
What did I say? Who gave us this question? So, this is from swag_boy_420.
Okay,
yeah, cool. Boy.
Wonder how you got that elusive gamer tag.
Snipes that up in 2008 Xbox Live.
Oh
yeah.
I think he said that
he doesn't have XX on either side of the name though. So is he serious?
After a 360 tomahawked him across the map in Call of Duty Black Ops, he said he slept with my mum. So I don't think he's got any swag actually.
Give and take.
Who needs weed when you got swag, right, fellas?
Anyway, they ask, do you all prefer headphones or speakers when playing games? Interesting question, actually. We haven't really talked about like how it is that we play games compared to just, what it is about the games that we enjoy doing. So, yeah, interesting question. Kind of annoying that it's phrased as, do you all prefer? Because there is not going to be a consensus on this. Josh, what do you think? And
Thank you,
naturally,
Josh.
even without even saying anything, he's still wrong. Crazy.
No, you can't hear us. He's got AirPods in. No.
Oh no! Don't play games with AirPods. They're shit.
That's fucked, bro. Come on.
It's wireless, but
I expect better from someone that thinks chalky milk could possibly be a soup, and that's saying something. Saif, how do you play? Headphones or earpods?
So for audio quality, I do
headphones or speakers. Jesus.
So for audio quality, I do think headphones are the way to go, and when I can, I do go that way. But usually, I just play through speakers, just because for a while it was just easier for me to set up, like not set up my headphones and just play from whatever speakers were available. But now that I've got like this Go XLR setup going, I can actually do more headphone stuff with my PC games, and that's where I'm leaning towards now.
Do you know how close that sounded to a sponsored segment?
Pretty
Thanks
close,
to my new Go XLR setup.
I've been calling it Goxler when you guys like write it out. So obviously you have to say every letter. Okay, thanks for that.
You say the Go and then you say the XLR as letters.
Goxler.
Yeah. God, I hate that. I hate that so much.
So do I. Never in my life would I consider reading it that stupidly, and I'm still disappointed. Steve, how do you play?
Usually, so in my younger days when I had an Xbox 360, my parents liked to encourage me to game because it kept me away from drugs and alcohol. Especially when you're 15 and 16, those are bad.
And look at you now.
Look at me now. I run a very successful podcast. Run,
he says.
But anyway, so I had like a gaming chair that had speakers in the back. And you would plug it was like a rocking chair type of thing. It was
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that's absolute like peak mid 2000s gaming. Gaming setup.
And I like genuinely loved it so much. And like it eventually got to the point where it was like when I got my Xbox One and it only had a HDMI port, it like wouldn't plug in anymore because it needed the 3-jack thing called.
I don't know, but it was a yellow, white, and red.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, and that's how it plugged in.
Yellow, white, red is the RCA pins.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so there was obviously no HDMI input to this fucking gaming chair, just for the sound. So then it just became sort of like a rocking chair. Then I had to sort of just play sound out of speakers. I'm not even sure if that gaming chair had good speakers. They just had like good, like it was just close to my ears, so it sounded really good.
Yeah.
I think about it every now and then. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should look it up. And I don't really think those exist anymore.
They do.
They do? Oh, cool.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Because every time I see like gaming chair, like I type in gaming chairs onto Google, it just gives you like a bunch of like, this is
like
really
Secret Labs and all those sort of ones.
Yeah, this is really comfortable and ergonomic for your back. And I'm like, oh, well, because I typically play all my gaming on like the couch, and I sit at a fucking 90-degree angle with my spine twisted into like 720 degrees. So my lumbar's fucked anyway.
You don't shrimp?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you got to shrimp, bro.
I go the other way where it's like my yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter.
Whoa, big man with the reverse shrimp position.
On my spine. Usually I'm like sort of sitting down and like where my shoulder blades, that's where I start to bend into the couch.
So like crazy, just throwing this question out there. So, do you play with speakers or headphones?
I don't care. What? Why are you asking?
We're not talking about gaming chairs.
When you're getting your spine realigned, would you prefer to listen to music with headphones or in speakers?
So I do prefer speakers just because it's like just
convenient.
Just convenient. I just turn it on and go. But then. Now that me and my partner we've lived together for a while, I understand that video games have the same music that's sort of on a loop, and if you're not playing a game, that can be quite frustrating and literally drive you to the point of madness. So I do have headphones for when she's around, and the sound quality is a lot better. And I do get the is it the 3D audio that you can sort of tell which way they're coming from?
Yeah.
And it does it does
surround audio.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and it does sort of just plug into. I set it up so it just plugs straight into the Xbox or the PlayStation controllers, and it automatically mutes the TV and it sets it up. So that's really good. The fucking Switch doesn't have the same thing, so I've got to get out my wireless shitty things for that. But that's.
Do you remember that shitty adapter that they were going to sell with Splatoon 2 for voice chat?
Yeah, I don't know how they fucking got away with that.
God, that was horrible. I love it so much.
Yeah. But yeah, so
and then instead they run the first party solution of, I mean, you guys all have phones, right? Just use your phone.
Yeah, use the phone app,
dumbass.
But what if I wanted to listen
but the thing was, it was you plug your phone into one end of the jack, and then you plug the Switch into the other, so that the speakers will play both the game audio and your Discord call audio, like if you were doing a proper voice chat, because they didn't want to put voice chat into the system itself.
That's horrific.
It is. It's the most fucking goofiest thing. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. Let me just swear at 4-year-olds playing Splatoon 2 online. Come on, Nintendo. Let me do it.
Man, it's actually surprising how satisfying it is destroying 12-year-olds in Splatoon.
So dropping slurs on 4-year-olds?
Yes.
Ask him what that means, kids. Ooh, man, that Splatoon was bussin'.
Patrick, what the fuck is he saying?
You gotta get with that TikTok crowd, right? Yeah, so to answer the original question, both are good.
Patrick, do you have a preference?
Yeah, headphones. Thanks for listening.
You don't have good quality speakers?
No, I don't. So I
do you want to tell everyone about how you played Monster Hunter for Switch? For an entire year.
Okay, fair. I feel like you're trying to personally attack. I count it as a point of pride personally. But, so when I moved out of the house, I was poor, crazy, I know. And so I had a pair of shitty headphones and I found a great deal on some very, very shitty Logitech desktop speakers, which I think I still have, but I haven't used in years. But the speakers were just god-awful. Couldn't really get a huge amount of use out of them. They were, like, okay for listening to music. They were shitty for playing games. Like, especially because I'm usually when I'm playing games, I'm in voice chat with people. Just having a headset just made way more sense. So I bought still, like, I'm using the headphones currently. A really nice HyperX Cloud something headset, which cost me, I think, $90 on special, maybe like somewhere between 90 and $120 on special. Bought it 4 or 5 years ago, still using it. It's just my favorite headset. Fits my head, which is rare because I've got a huge fucking brain. Well, large skull. But
Stealth
yeah,
brag.
ended up using headphones. So Seth's alluding to when I play Switch, I either play it like I'm sitting at my computer now, right? This is my gaming setup. And so when I want to play Switch, either I'll play it handheld sitting at the desk where I am now, or I will plug it into one of the monitors and then just, use the other monitor for like watching something or whatever else I'm doing. And so you run into a problem where if you want to, say, play Switch docked, but sit in voice chat with the boys, you don't get sound from Switch. And so I was okay with this, but apparently it was weird that I was just playing Switch muted for like a year. Which, like, even now, if I if I wanted to play Switch, I would probably still play it muted because I would prefer to listen to anything else mostly. But yeah, I'm big advocate for I'm a Chad headphones enjoyer.
Especially for handheld gaming, like just 3DS and Vita speakers are shit. So putting a good pair of headphones in for those
Whoa. I'm not gonna sit here and say that blasting the 3DS speakers on a packed train isn't the most alpha thing to do.
I mean, it is, but also just for your own like quality's sake, it's you're not doing the Pokemon music justice.
I mean, Steve, that's even more of a baller move because that's 3D audio you're blasting from a 3DS, so they know exactly where it's coming from.
Only if you have the 3D slider all the way up.
All the way up. When you slide it all the way down, the speakers are just mono. That's awful, but also could believably be true.
I trust Nintendo to do that.
I'd believe it, yeah.
I remember when Monster Hunter 4 had use of the 3D slider, and then they got to Generations, and they're like, we're only releasing this on 3DS. Should we use 3D? And Capcom went, nah.
Have you seen the 3D?
Hey, the 3D in Monster Hunter 4, actually really enjoyable. Not like you want it on all the time, but it felt different enough that it was novel to turn it on every once in a while just to experience playing Monster Hunter in 3D.
The
It was
3D
enjoyable.
in Kid Icarus Uprising was also very nice.
Haven't played it. Does it feel like you're flying or something? Is it blowing wind into your face?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's making me feel like Kid Icarus. And
Icarus himself blows the wind into your face. Anyway, thank you for that question. Swag Boy 420.
You didn't say the underscores.
Capsule S swag underscore boy underscore 420.
Serious.
Sorry, it's Pokemon Legends Arceus. You gotta get over your fetish of punctuation, Steve. It's not healthy. Anyway, if you or someone you know has a question you'd like us to answer, get in touch. We on Facebook at Fast Travel Lounge, Twitter at Fast Travel Lounge minus one of the L's, or Gmail, fasttravellounge@gmail.com. If you've enjoyed what you have been hearing of this episode, feel free to like, rate, share, follow, what have you. Leave a star review, leave a comment. Do that on whatever applicable service you're listening to this podcast on. This basically brings us to the end of episode 22. Next week, Last of Us 2 discussion, most likely. Seth, Ace Attorney discussion, perhaps?
Maybe, but also I'm going to go watch Doctor Strange, so I will most definitely talk about that.
I see. I might have to make a point to go and watch that myself. Josh.
Thank you, Josh.
Let's see if let's see if he shows up next week. Actually, part of me thinks that it might get interesting if he does, just because we didn't talk about it, but he finished Last of Us Part 1 today.
Yeah, specifically so. He could
last night, yeah.
About it, yeah.
He finished it last night.
Got a PS5 and everything for it. Fuckwit.
He asked me and Jake what game he should play next between Bloodborne, Assassin's Creed 4, and Days Gone, I think it was.
Oh, none of those. Play Last of Us Part 2.
He doesn't have it, and he doesn't want to pay $60 for it just yet because he wants it digital.
It'll go on sale pretty fast.
It'll go on sale pretty soon. It's almost mid-year sale time. But yeah, I said Assassin's Creed 4, and he's like, yeah, I played it for an hour. It's shit.
You can't fucking... You don't get to the good anyway.
He didn't even get to the boat if he's only played for an hour.
An hour doesn't even give you a taste, but whatever.
Do you agree with Josh's opinion?
No.
Let us know.
Get him on here.
I want to hear... I definitely want to hear from an audience member if they agree with any of Josh's takes.
Like any one of them.
I just want to talk, okay? Just want to talk.
Hey, he's just asking questions. Anyway, that does bring us to the end of episode 22. Thank you so much for listening. I've been Patrick. I've been joined by Seth and Steve, and we'll catch you next week. Goodbye.
Happy birthday, May. And may the 4th be with you.
Today's Revenge of the 5th.